If you have served in the United States military, you have access to one of the most powerful home buying benefits in this country. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, competitive interest rates, and the ability to use it more than once. It is called the VA loan, and most of the people who qualify for it either do not fully understand it or are not using it at all. This video changes all that. My name is Scott Middleton. I'm a retired Air Force veteran, 20 years of service, 18 of those as an air traffic controller. I'm also a licensed real estate agent in the state of Georgia, specializing in military families and VA loans. I used my own VA benefit when I bought my home, and I help military families navigate this process every day. What I'm about to walk you through is the complete VA loan process, from the beginning to the moment you get your keys. Plain language, no fluff. A VA loan is a mortgage loan that is backed by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs. The VA does not lend you the money directly. Instead, it guarantees a portion of the loan to approved lenders like banks and mortgage companies. That guarantee is what allows lenders to offer you better terms. No down payment in most cases, no private mortgage insurance, and interest rates typically lower than market average. The benefit is available to active duty service members, veterans, National Guard and Reserve members who meet service requirements, and surviving spouses of veterans. Step 1 is confirming you are eligible. The VA has specific service requirements that determine whether you qualify. Generally, if you served 90 consecutive days of active duty during wartime, 181 days during peacetime, or 6 years in the National Guard or Reserves, you likely qualify. The document that proves your eligibility is called a Certificate of Eligibility, or COE. You can get this through the VA website, through your lender, or through a VA regional office. Most savvy lenders can pull your COE in minutes during the pre-approval process. You do not need to have it in hand before you start talking to a lender. Step 2 is finding the right lender, and this matters more than most people realize. Not all lenders are equally experienced with VA loans. A lender who does mostly conventional loans may not know the nuances of VA guidelines, and that can slow down your closing or cause problems. Ask any lender you consider, how many VA loans did you close last year? Do you have experience working with military families on tight PCS timelines? And make sure you get pre-approved before you start looking at homes. Not pre-qualified, pre-approved. Pre-qualification is an estimate. Pre-approval means the lender has reviewed your finances and is committing to a loan amount. Sellers take pre-approved buyers far more seriously. Step 3 is understanding what you can actually afford. And this is where military buyers have a significant advantage. Your basic allowance for housing, BAH, counts as qualifying income for your VA loan. That means the housing allowance the military pays you every month gets added to your base pay. In many markets, your BAH alone can cover a significant portion of your mortgage payment. And if your mortgage is less than your BAH rate, you pocket the difference tax-free every month. That is one of the most underutilized financial advantages in the military, and a real reason why buying almost always makes more sense than renting when you are on active duty. Step 4 is finding your home. And with a VA loan, there are a few things worth knowing before you start. The VA has minimum property requirements that all homes must meet. The home needs to be safe, structurally sound, and sanitary. Most standard single-family homes meet these without any issue. Where you can run into problems is with fixer-uppers, homes with significant deterred maintenance, or properties with health and safety concerns. Your real estate agent needs to understand VA property requirements so they can help you identify homes that will sail through the VA appraisal without complications. Step 5 is making an offer, and I want to address something directly. There is a persistent myth that sellers do not like VA loans. This is largely outdated. What sellers care about is whether the deal will close on time and at the agreed price. A strong pre-approval letter, a reasonable closing timeline, and an experienced agent representing you will matter far more to a seller than what type of loan you are using. Once your offer is accepted, the clock starts. Your inspection, your VA appraisal, and your closing date all have timelines that need to be managed carefully. Step 6 involves 2 separate evaluations, the home inspection and the VA appraisal. These are not the same thing, and both matter. The home inspection is for you. It tells you the condition of the home and what needs repair. It is not required by the VA, but you should always get one. The VA appraisal is required, ordered by your lender, and performed by a VA-approved appraiser. It establishes market value and confirms the property meets VA minimum requirements. If the appraisal comes in below the purchase price, you have options. Renegotiate with the seller, pay the difference out of pocket, or walk away. Your agent is critical in navigating this. Step 7 is closing, the finish line. VA loans have a funding fee, a one-time charge ranging from 1.25% to 3.3% of the loan amount, depending on your service history and whether you have used a VA loan before. On a $300,000 home, that is up to $9,900. However, if you receive VA disability compensation, you may qualify to have the fee completely waived. Ask your lender about this before you close, not after. The VA also limits what closing costs veterans can be charged. Certain fees must be paid by the seller on your behalf. Make sure your agent and lender both understand VA closing cost rules. Here is something most VA loan users do not fully understand, and it is one of the most powerful aspects of this benefit. You can use your VA loan more than once. With remaining entitlement, you can actually have 2 VA loans at the same time. Every time you PCS, you have the opportunity to buy a home at your new duty station and keep your previous home as a rental property. I watched military families do this throughout my 20 years of service. Some of them retired owning 3 or 4 properties, one at each duty station they were ever assigned to. They built real wealth using a benefit they already had. That strategy starts with understanding your VA loan and using it intentionally from your very first assignment. My name is Scott Middleton, the Tattooed Realtor Atlanta. I'm a 20-year Air Force veteran and licensed real estate agent in the state of Georgia, specializing in military families and VA loans. If you are buying a home in the Atlanta area or need a trusted agent anywhere in the country, reach out. Links are in the description. If this video helped you, share it with a veteran or a military family who is thinking about buying a home. Subscribe for new videos every week. I'll see you in the next one.